And so I was kind of going back to the larger scale of things.
Let me ask you a question, I'm sorry. When you do go out and vote, do you make sure your parents vote?
Of course.
Raise your hands if you make sure your parents vote.
It took my mom 9 years would be to vote.
Thank you.
That's Magana.
That is the most important thing. Thank you all very much for that. That is one of the most important things. Now, for instance, anytime the Syrians go out to vote, they know. And I'll tell you why. Because when we had an Assyrian running for Congress, we registered thousands of brand new voters. Thousands. And you know what happened right after that? We started getting phone calls from every elected official in the North Shore. Sit down, let's have a meeting, let's talk. They know, we know. I could tell you right now how many Syrians voted last election in every village, every township, through data. We get that data. It's very important for you guys to understand how powerful we can be, especially in certain areas like Chicago and LA and Modesto and San Jose. There's so many places in Michigan, the largest business owners in Michigan. So there's hope. Just don't lose hope and don't lose trust.
You know, it's funny. California is democratic state, which I hate having the Newsom guy.
Yeah.
When it comes to Assyrian to go up, we find him, he has to be perfect. Newsom is not perfect. Pelosi is the worst person, but still they won.
Yeah.
So
Their base is
people
larger
should
than your
stop
base.
judging each other.
Yeah.
Let them be whatever they are, as long as they're moving better than what we have now.
But you know what's also important that we're not even talking about is the nonpartisan part. I'm elected in the village of Morton Grove. I didn't run as a Republican or a Democrat. I ran against Asher Shiva, a person living in Morton Grove. In Modesto, you have a city council, you have a mayor. Get involved. Why isn't Modesto's mayor an Assyrian? Why isn't Turlock's mayor an Assyrian? I mean, these are the questions that we should have.
We attack them.
Because we attack them. Right.
They want them to be perfect. No one is perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
No, none of our Californian are perfect, but we still stop against
Yeah,
the Assyrians.
because we're still fighting about he's a Republican and he's a Democrat.
But
And
it's
he's
okay.
not thinking like, this guy's gonna help me with my permit or my garbage cans. That's the difference.
Okay, so another thing I feel like it's important to address that voting affects the services that we get.
Oh yeah.
So who we have elected, whatever position it may be, has power to make things happen for our community. And I'd like to highlight some of the gains and wins that our community has because of Senor Asher Shiba. Ever since Asher got involved, he's a great relationship person. He knows how to build relationships. And what he did is he was able to help secure a $250,000 grant to help build a daycare. But because he was our voice, because he was able to advocate for us, he was able to get the state to approve this earmarked funding. But what did he have to do? He had to collect signatures. This is why we need the community to be engaged. We need those signatures, otherwise how is the state gonna know this is something our community needs? So this is just
Let
one
me add to
small
that.
example.
And so don't lose it, because I'm gonna add to it and you jump
Okay,
back in.
bookmarking.
The senator asked me, he said, can you give me 500 signatures by the end of the week? This was Thursday, Friday. I said, I'm gonna try, it's hard. We had over 1,000 signatures, Saturday and Sunday, 97% were in the Skokie area where there was Assyrians that out of town, and we specifically said, if you're not from this area, don't register. Don't sign it, but they register anyways, because they're like, oh yeah, but you do it anyways, they're not gonna know. You know how Assyrians are.